All right, all right, all right. We're live, and we're just going to wrap tonight. And you can hear that big dog breathing.
Well, come here, King. Come here. Can you hear it? Can you hear that dog breathing?
That dog sounds like he weighs about 400 pounds.
Go on. No, King, get off of me. Go. He's like, I wish everybody could see. He gets mad when you don't give him attention, and he's just like, he comes over here and he's like at his face is at my face level, and he keeps shoving his big nose under my arm when I'm trying to type. Get out of here.
If that dog's like Cujo, if that dog ever decided to eat you, it could totally overpower you and have you for dinner.
He could, yeah. If he wanted to, like, I'm living with a killer.
Yeah,
if he
he's
decided
a polar bear.
he wanted to take me out, he could take me out, no problem.
He could. And you know what's funny? You're smarter than that dog.
Yeah, exactly. I'm smarter than the dog, but the dog really owns me.
Yeah, it's really weird how that works. But the reason he's not eating you right now in survival of the fittest is because he doesn't know he can.
Right. And you know what's great is he has it good. I bring food to him and water to him.
Mm-hmm.
I bring him treats. I let him sleep inside. I give him attention. He really has it made.
He's got it made.
He's got it made, man.
Speaking of having it made, how are you today?
I am much better now that I am no longer at my place of business. Because it was one of those days, man.
Yeah, just a day today. I had a day today too,
dude. It was just long.
Yeah,
long. Oh man, Cody said, "Bring him the blood of the innocent."
That dog could be a dragon dog.
He's kind of like Falcor.
He is kind of like Falcor, isn't
he? The Never-Ending Story, and he's a luck dragon. So
I think I'm going to name my next dog Falcor.
That's a great name.
My wife would call me stupid for that, but
that's a great name, though.
Isn't it awesome?
Yeah, it's fantastic. What's up, Derrickos Galvin? When are you launching? You're launching in August, I think. We need to get Cody on to just chat, hang and chat. Let me just give him the link.
Yeah, you can have the link.
Dude, Cody, if you want I'm going to drop you a link, Cody, because I just want to chat with you right now. If I can get this, copy this without copy link. All right. So what's going on with you, man?
Well,
what's the word?
Been a crazy week, crazy day today. I've been, just like everybody, I've been knee deep in some Comicsgate drama.
Oh my gosh. I don't even know if I want to talk about that.
I'm not necessarily want to talk about it, but I have been keeping up with it. It's pretty insane.
Yep. I was watching the stream last night, and it was crazy.
So it's funny because we are, we're on IndieCron. We're aligned with Comicsgate. A lot of the same values, so it affects us, and we have to pay attention to it.
That's right. But man, I had a good tweet today. It took off.
Yeah, man, you had a nice tweet today, and people love the positive Macho tweets. I like them too.
Yeah, that's I like the positive Macho tweets too, because I feel good when you can say something like that, and then people get into it, because they like, you give something for them to latch onto, and people like that. And
it moved me so much. I even said something nice about you today.
You did say something really nice about me. Oh dang! Who's in the house right now?
Who's up in here?
It's me.
What's up, man? How are you?
What's up? I'm good. I'm burnt.
Burnt? You standing out in the sun all day long?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what a rough day.
Yeah. So you were on a roof?
Yes.
Man. Yeah, that's hard work, dude. That is hard work.
Oh, yeah. That's good hard work, though, man. Mm-hmm. That'll make a man out of you, right?
That's
there.
right.
Oh yeah,
100%.
Definitely. Yeah, I busted my knee. I mean, I fell on my knee. without a knee pad on. I took off all the layers of skin on one of my knuckles, and I'm sunburnt. So it's a good day.
Definitely.
You're going to be so happy to go in tomorrow morning.
Oh man, yeah. Go to bed early.
Yeah, we so my boss, the owners of the company, both of them, it's a father and son, and they're out of town right now. They've been out of town for 10 days, and today I was solo at the shop, and we had this event in conjunction with the city where they come and they rent a bunch of stuff and they float down the river. And so we close at 5:30, but at 6 o'clock today, every man, I don't know how to say this without being really rude. A lot of really interesting folks in Roanoke showed up all at the same time with all the same stupid question, and it was
a bunch of goofballs.
I was so done talking to people at that point today. I was like, I just got to get out of here and decompress for a little bit.
Yeah.
But anyway,
with retail, I mean, you're technically in retail, and that's you're the face for customers, so you're always gonna be dealing with goofballs and weirdos.
The hard part about my job is I not only have to do customer service, I have to also so I have the customer service side of my job, and then I have like the physical like lugging stuff around part of my job, and I have all these little. But yeah, I have a lot of customer service. I got to make people happy, man.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But I take it serious. Take it serious with comics. I take it serious on the job.
That's good.
Yeah,
das ist gut.
So we're just hanging out and just rapping about whatever because I didn't make a plan.
Oh yeah, it's cool. Yeah, it's like when I did my map thing. You just start streaming whatever. Yeah,
we start streaming and
I like watching Mutt work, dude.
That's right. Yep, we get to do that.
That's such a cool like rough style too. Like when you're doing your pencils like that, Mutt.
Yeah, I'm not very. I just have to be loose with it because if I really try to start off, looking realistic, it just goes. It just makes everything.
Yeah, because then you start wanting to actually like finish it like that.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
So I really try to like the base of all of the illustrations are these really animated, almost like just gesture lines.
Mm-hmm.
And then I go over that and try to make it actually look like something real. But I'm kind of in flux because in the past I have utilized a really animated style, and I'm really attracted to animated style. And so I can see my storytelling style kind of changing over time, possibly. Because, you kind of have to just go with your strengths. And one of my strengths is a cartoonist sensibility.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want, like for this story, for Hero, I definitely want it to have some realism. We're basing it in a real world, so we want to have realism. And I don't want to take anybody out of the story by, changing a style up too much.
Mm-hmm.
But in some ways, it's like the more I work, the more I'm finding a groove, the more I'm kind of going to a natural style, which is a little bit more animated.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I do like your stylized approach to drawing. Like you could see it as being an animation, but the realism isn't lost there in that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like
you can tell when there's something that's super stylized for animation or cartoony for like a kid's show or something like that, or even an adult show. Like look at anime. Like I challenge anyone on this planet to find an anime character that wouldn't make you probably weep out of fear if you saw that person in real life.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because the eyes are like the size of golf balls and the hair is one solid thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's cool too, because that shows that you really care about your project too, because you're like growing as you're doing it. You know what I mean?
Well, I really don't have a choice. I mean, like we keep
adapt or die.
Yeah, it's like that. Like we really jumped in the deep end, so we're just like, like every day some new challenge that we're like, oh crap, making comics is hard.
Yeah.
So I'm
Cool.
finding out new stuff every day that I have to learn how to do.
Yeah. No, there was somebody who did a fan art of Hero, and I think they did it in pencil, and then somebody else like redid it
Yes.
in ink. You saw that?
Yeah.
It looks really cool and stylized, and it's like all symmetrical. And I told them, I was like, I think I commented on once. I was like, this looks very Jendi Tartakovsky, like Samurai Jack, Dexter's Lab kind of
Mhm.
style.
Yeah.
And now I'm like seeing Mutt like do his like layouts here, and I'm like, well, that's where they got it from. They got it from Mutt, because that's what I'm seeing now, especially in Volk's face right there. That's Volk, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Correct.
like look at his face, dude. Like that's so badass. It's just like such a simple expression, but you could just tell he's like who he reminds me of is the bad guy in that Rescuers Down Under movie.
Oh
Forget his
yeah,
name.
that's
I forget his
awesome.
name, but
Yeah.
Joanna, he's always
Yeah.
yelling at the monitor.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah, I just like those thick eyebrows, and
Yeah.
he hasn't slept in days. He's got a scar on his eye. That's just cool, man.
Yeah, he's wild.
So sick. So am I seeing like an actual pencil scan behind that?
Yeah, that's my thumbnail behind it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And I do my page layouts and thumbnail, and then I bring them in. I do my pencils in blue.
Oh yeah.
Then I come over with a ink layer in
Mhm.
Photoshop.
Yeah, that's cool.
We got
True
our
Renaissance man.
we got our boy Septinov in the chat, by the way.
What
And
is it?
Yes.
Sept, he's our man. So I just learned this the other day because the Picard trailer came out, but Data is 7 of 9. They call him 7 of 9 because he's I guess he's 7 of 9, whatever replicants or whatever they are.
Yeah.
Is that where Stephanov gets his name?
No, I think he's 7 of 9 children or something like that. But but I thought that was really interesting, and maybe there is some connection, but I didn't know. And then we also have Christopher C, and he wants to know where. He said, "Where's my furries at?"
Where my furries at?
No furries.
So he's saying that, Cody, because I have I always stream in my basement. And it gets really cold in here in the winter, and I have this. I have a Chewbacca onesie.
I've heard of this. I've heard of the fabled Chewbacca onesie. I want to see it.
Don't worry. When it gets cold again, the Chewbacca
break
onesie,
it out.
I'll have the Chewbacca onesie on.
Yeah.
He actually needs it. He actually needs it because it's very, very cold.
It's cold in the basement, man.
It's a necessity.
Yeah, and so I put the Chewbacca onesie on, and people think it's hilarious. So don't worry. I'm very comfortable in the basement right now, but the Chewbacca onesie will be back.
That's cool.
Yeah, man. Dude, I wanted to ask you about that cover or that art Carl O'Rowe did for you.
Oh yeah, he did that a while ago when I first rejoined Twitter to start promoting the book.
Yeah.
I got on and just started discovering more indie artists and creators and stuff, and then he was one of the first that I actually discovered, and he had opened up commissions for a small window. And I was like, I'm jumping on this because this guy is great.
Oh
and
man,
so,
he's fantastic.
Yeah, I just showed him like the character design that my artist did, and he rolled with it. I showed him like 2 reference shots of like somebody swinging a sword, and he just freaking rolled on it. I love that shot. It's so great, dude. He does it all himself. It's crazy. But yeah, I love that shot.
Yeah, he's start to finish. That guy, he can color.
Yeah,
he can do it all.
Does not stop.
Hey, I have to make a correction. I just looked up 7 of 9. It's not Data. It's this girl, this lady. I don't know. She's part Borg. I don't know Star Trek, so she's a Borg person. She's 7 of 9. That's her name, though. There you go, Septinov. Anyway, back to what you're talking about. Yeah, that Carl O'Rowe piece, though, for real. That guy he's top notch. He has a great sense of style and movement and stuff. He's really good with a lot of those, like a lot of his Death Swarm. He's always moving, and he's always doing something that looks like he's like has a brutal swing or something like that going on with a big axe. And so it totally worked really good on your piece, I think.
Yeah, definitely. He's got that expression in him, just like screaming and just looking pissed off. I love it. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Carl's great too.
Yeah.
He's an awesome dude. We've had him on the show before.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah. It's been a while. It's been a while, but he's a good dude for sure.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yep. But yeah. So when are you launching? It's August sometime, right?
Yeah, I've got the goal figured out. I've got the colorist. He appraised the script, so I got his figures. I'm really just waiting to nail this video because
Gotcha.
I just want to condense the info and start spreading it because I have the campaign is pretty much set up. The pre-launch page, I mean, the pre-launch page on Indiegogo, in my opinion, kind of sucks. You can't do much with it.
Yeah, there's not much you can do.
Yeah, so
You can collect email addresses. That's about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So just spreading that link around whenever I got fresh stuff to put out. I try to put out cook up some meme related to Wisdom Comes or something, or
Meme King of CG.
I wouldn't be saying that these days.
I know, right?
Oh yeah, that's probably a bad thing to say.
No.
Good thing,
I relinquished that title.
Yeah, right. Good thing Sean isn't in here. He'd hashtag that and you'd be in trouble.
Right. Yeah, no. I'll just stick to regular Meme King, sure.
Meme King of indie comics.
There you go. I'll take that. I'll accept it. No, I mean I got, just endless ideas, and if I see a meme template or something that fits with the book, I'll cook something up. And then I'll just try to post something new and fresh with the landing page thing, so it's not the same sales stuff each time. So that's why my link isn't out there as often, but I've got a pretty good mailing list base.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're starting to get a good base of people.
Yeah, not too bad. I would say, in my opinion, this is my first experience with it. It's pretty respectable for the amount of time and work I put into it. So
sure, I think you're gonna do great, man.
Thank you.
You're doing all the right stuff, I think. And one thing that you have is that we're in that DM group, and there's so many people in there, and you're really taking advantage of it, and that's smart.
Yeah.
And when we were doing it, we didn't. This is the wrong way to do it. You got in and started meeting people and putting time in, and we were just kind of let's just press the on button and see what happens. See what happens when it goes live. And and now looking back, there's so many things that if I could have asked, I would have asked people. But yeah, I think you're doing it right, man. It's gonna be cool.
Well, that's part of the joy of it, really, is just the community. Because I don't have real life friends that I can go and connect to and bounce ideas off of, and hey, hey, let me talk to you about this idea I have for blank, So it's really cool to be able to connect with people online, and you guys are always available. I can leave a question, somebody responds, I wake up and it's answered, and that's really cool. So it's a great resource.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. Yeah. And you got into the right one. I think the next I don't know when the kids table will start back up. I don't know when Narwhal's going to start doing that, but you should be in kids table too.
Yeah, I'd heard about it, and I think I joined, and then shortly after that he did the last most recent one. So
okay, cool. Good.
Yeah, looks fun. Narwhal's a cool guy, man. I'd really like to go on stream with him.
he's wild, man. Yeah, he's fun. Yeah. So, there's another one that he has called the writer's room that you could potentially get in. I don't know what's going on with either one of those things. I think he had some trouble with his YouTube, a YouTube strike or something like that. I don't remember.
Yeah, he got
in trouble for something.
Yeah, he's been a little quiet on the YouTube stuff lately.
Yeah, he's been kind of quiet in general, but that's all right. But yeah, once he gets back into it, you'll he's really funny. He has some funny ideas too. Christopher says, I don't know. I think Macho is a pod person. He has the biggest crush for Rob Liefeld, but he doesn't know Jerry Ryan. You're right. I was never a Star Trek person. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Yeah, me neither.
Most people are one or the other, right? They're Star Trek,
usually
Star Wars, and there's definitely a bunch of people that that bridge the gap, but I'm just not one of those people. I have a good buddy who is 100% all Star Wars. Watched every single episode of everything there is. He like he knows some Klingon. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, you're telling me about that.
Oh yeah, I told you.
That's crazy.
7 of 9. Like I'm looking at the Wikipedia right now. Yeah, I don't know anything about this. Septinoff says blocked. I don't know what that means. He blocked me probably because I said I didn't know anything about Star Trek. Oh man.
So Cody, how did if you want to talk about it, fine. If you don't, that's absolutely fine.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any concerns about, because you're talking about the community being cool?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot that's kind of been changing within the community. What are your thoughts, or do you have any issues, problems, any kind of concerns?
No. I try to stand on my principles when it comes to online community. I've been a part of many of them over the past, decade and a half or so since I started joining them. Various gamer clans and online groups and art groups and writing groups and what have yous and everything like that. So I've never really been one for that. That mentality of belonging to a group. It's just who it's like part of my DNA. I never like sign up for things. Like I just registered to vote last year, I think. And, I mean, that's on me. That's just, my personal stuff. But yeah, no, it's tumultuous right now. And I think that's part of growth. I mean, everybody is worried and stressed and freaking out, and there's a lot of infighting and stuff and accusations and crimes going on left and right. But I mean, that's just how it's going to go once you get like a huge group of people, and then you'll split into factions and stuff like that. So it's just natural. I just tend to stay away from it. That's just my nature. I just want to make good books, sell good books, talk to cool people, and it doesn't matter what group you want to be part of, or if you don't want to be a part of that group. I judge you based on your character, and I'll choose to associate with you or not based on your character, and that's just how I operate.
Yep.
I bear no ill will to anybody bearing any group name or hashtag or anything. It's I don't judge a book by its cover, basically. So that's how I feel about the movement as a whole. It's going through a change, and it has to. It's natural.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been watching it a lot, just kind of been, because, I just saw like Critias put out some kind of a statement. It's causing people to want to define their place in it. Because people are fully bought in. A lot of these creators that are involved in all this drama, they're fully bought into the ideologies of Comicsgate.
Definitely.
And so now they're in a position to where they have to really figure out what the definition is for them. Like I think Mike Miller's not Comicsgate. I don't know if Edwin is or not. Like there's a big discussion I've seen about, is Comicsgate a brand? Is it not a brand? I've had my own. I've given my own opinion about that several times, but it's really kind of a defining moment. It seems like,
Sure.
And then in the midst of that, we're creators who are trying to build brands.
Yeah.
We're trying to put these books out there for people to like, and we want to get as many eyeballs on it as possible. So we need a strong community. I really like CG Delta. I gotta say, like, it's really been super positive. There's this real concern with drama, with making sure there is no drama. So I think I would give CG Delta, I would recommend CG Delta as a starting place for a lot of people.
Sure, definitely. It's like the waiting pool,
Yeah, I think there's a lot of smart people in there who are really more concerned about the business side of things than anything else, and that's really where my concern is.
Yep.
You know, I want to have fun with people. I want to have a cool community, but more than anything, I want to have somebody who's interested in my comic and wants to, you know, either support it financially or support it in marketing. You know.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and there's tons of projects that I support spiritually just because the creator is cool, the project looks badass. It's just that my wallet doesn't agree with me. You know,
Yeah, man.
it's
You were
constantly
preaching to
empty
the
for these things.
you're
You know,
preaching to the choir, man.
yeah,
There's so many things that I would love to purchase right now, but literally, not only is Indiegogo money going to make our project, but like a lot
yeah.
of my own money's going into it too, and
Same here.
and I mean, and then just general other things that happen because everybody has bills.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
But yeah, it's tough, man. There's a lot of things that I'm really happy are going into in demand because I'm
yeah,
like trying to plan. I'm like, okay, cool. They're gonna be in demand for probably like a month, so that's good. So I can like work out. I can probably still afford to get that at some point.
yeah. Start putting away some money every week
Yeah,
for it.
gosh, man, it's tough. It's always tough. It's always something I want to get, and
Yeah,
it's hard. But oh man.
yeah.
I'm starting to yawn and
There's
mutt.
too much good stuff. I don't know. That's like a slogan for some food item or something or some store, but
There's like, I mean, there's like Monster MD, for example. And then there's stuff that I know is coming out that I want to buy. Like I want to get your book.
Mhm.
I want to get Sween's book when it comes out.
Yeah,
Obviously, it
cool.
looks fantastic. Even like Door Kickers looks really fun. And I read the
Oh,
12-page preview, and it's a good book. I want to get that. I want to get like Extractors. I like Vic.
Yeah, Extractors looks cool.
Yeah, I like Vic. And who else? There's so many, and
Yeah,
I just can't do it all the
yeah.
time.
I really
So
wanted to get in on Iron Skies. I think they might still
yeah,
be in demand, but I'm not sure. But they
I
look,
think they probably are. That's a great looking book. The art is awesome on that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is that Rod Looper, or am I getting that wrong?
Is it on that? I thought it looked like a Kane White cover to me, but I'm probably
Yeah,
wrong about
I
that.
think Kanan did do the cover for that, but the interiors, I could be wrong.
It might be. No, you might be right. Oh, let's see. Iron Skies.
I'm flatting right now, otherwise I'd look it up.
No, I'll look it up.
Lazy.
Iron Skies. There we go. Steampunk and sorcery comic. Let's see what we got here. Who did this cover? It looks like a Kane White cover, but I could be wrong. I bet it is Looper's. Rod Looper. Let's see. Artist. No, it's Renan Shoddy and Victor Coppola.
Brennan Shoddy and Rod Looper, they got crossed up in my brain.
Yeah, and it is a Kane White cover. We're right about that.
Cool.
It's a good cover too.
Yeah, it's really
good
badass.
cover. The guy's like all his branding and stuff. That Iron Skies logo is good.
Mhm.
Yeah, it looks cool. Man, I'm gonna get. Let's see what else. Like I know Monster MD is on. They're in demand. Let's look. 55,100 backers. Gosh, that's literally a monster comic, man. That's crazy.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
I'm so happy for Vaughn too. That's really
awesome.
Cool. He's a great dude.
Let me tell you what, Vaughn was early on one of the guys. I'm not trying to say I told you so, but I told you that guy was going to blow up.
Yeah.
That dude is he's
Nostradamus.
Oh, dude, totally Nostradamus for real. Because when I was first talking to that guy in that group, he was just kind of talking about his stuff. He would just be like, "I got this book. you know, and he sounds
Yeah.
just like, who does he
Yeah.
sound like?
Oh, he sounds like Will Arnett.
Will Arnett, exactly like
A
Will
little
Arnett.
bit, yeah.
And he's like, so I got this book and it's about monsters and it's kind of like Scooby Doo and you're just like, dude, that is actually genius.
Yeah.
So I knew that thing was going to blow up. I really did. I was an early adopter.
Yeah, that book is going to be legit. And Cal's book, so I know now they both hit 40K, which means that you get the crossover.
Yeah, they're doing it.
The crossover Shinobi Monster MD.
Yeah.
Which and if you get the physical book on either tier or on either campaign, you get it.
Yeah, that's really cool that they're not making it like a separate thing.
And I backed Shinobi, and I backed it at not the cheapest level, and so that like blew some of my the last of my play money. I was like, oh gosh, but that book is going to be so good.
Yeah,
and his artist Rob Willis is insane. That guy. I mean, it looks like he reminds me of McFarlane, but he's even more detailed than McFarlane.
Yeah,
it's really good.
Did you see recently? It was he was posting stuff last week of he redid a shot where Shinobi was falling down or something and landing, and he was like, "Yeah, the last one was trash. Here, I'm doing it way better." And he was just being so hard on himself. It was insane. He was like, "Dude, what are you kidding? Are you kidding me? That other piece you did was Michelangelo. That thing was insane."
Yeah, it's a bit. I was thinking maybe if I offer him $20 for that, maybe he'll send it to me since it's the garbage one anyway. You know,
dude, I bet you he lit it on fire.
I know. I bet he crumpled it up and just threw it in a wastebasket. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The way he was talking about it, it was such a piece of garbage. I was just crying inside. I'm like, dude, I'd kill somebody to draw it like that.
I know. Gosh, man. But
it takes. Have you ever watched Aqua Teen Hunger Force?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Where Meatwad has that one line. He's like, "I'd kill somebody in front of their own mama."
Man, I haven't watched that show in a long time, and it's pretty offensive, but it's really, really funny.
Yeah, that's one of the classics.
I have a buddy, and he knew all the Meatwad one-liners, and we'd be standing whatever happened, he'd pull out a one-liner from Meatwad. Really
I still use those Meatwad lines to this day, dude. I get it. It ain't making me laugh, but I get it. I say that all the time, or at least I think it.
Yeah. He'd always we'd be if something happened, he could drop something on the floor, and he'd go, "Ham banana, no!" Just because it made everybody laugh.
Yeah,
but that's a great. Man, I have to get back and watch that show. That's a good show.
Yeah.
Soul Finder. That's another one I want to get.
Yeah, that one too. That looks amazing.
Gosh, I guess he's in demand. I hope.
Wait, is that
that's Doug Ernst.
Yeah, Doug Ernst. Yeah.
Yeah. Tim Lim, Brett R. Smith, and Dave Dorman. Man, that's a freaking.
It's a lineup.
That's a lineup for sure. Oh, Mary Sue by George Alexopoulos.
I like that one. I think that one looks really cool.
Looks really cool. His art's good.
I like that guy. He's a cool guy. We were with him on his show one day.
Yeah.
Yeah. His little 4-panel comics always crack me up.
Yeah, they're funny. They're good. Six Gun Gorilla, which is so it's a remake from a so Six Gun Gorilla is one of those copyright free heroes that anybody can write or do a book about.
Yeah, public domain, right?
Public domain. That's right. That's what it is. But this book, the art and the book looks so good. It looks fantastic. And I've talked to the guy, Brian Kriskow or whatever, and I'd like to get him on the show sometime. But he's kind of he pops on and off Twitter very quickly. He'll come in, he'll look, and then he's gone.
Like a smart man.
Yeah. Well, yeah, for sure. So I'd love to get him on sometime and just talk to him about it a little bit. But
yeah, it does look pretty cool.
Yeah, it's
I
gonna
think
be
there was
cool.
another public domain hero that some team out of Texas was messing with recently. Back when I was looking for the current artist that I have now, like towards the end of last year. It's called like Bronze Man or something. Some guy who can turn his body into metal or something. And dude, the art was so good on it. I was trying to get that guy on my project, but he was too busy with that.
Let's see what else is it. One thing that looks really funny that's coming out is that it's Cover Crashers by
Yeah.
Pixel Trader.
Yeah.
It's like Big Mouth Bill and all that stuff. We'll see.
Yeah.
I guess it's like a card set, a deck of cards.
Oh, okay. I thought it was
Like
going to be like
no,
full
it's
size
like
prints.
no, I think it's like a deck of cards,
Oh, that's
and
cool.
they're gonna have like their like agility and speed and strength and stuff like that on the back, which is gonna be pretty funny.
You know, my son, because I recently was digging out a bunch of old stuff, and I found like some old X-Men cards and a bunch of like just different trading cards from comic stuff, and some of it was like real obscure. He was like, "Who is this, Dad?" And I'm like, "I have no idea," but he's really into it, and he's like, he really cares about that sort of thing, and it really reminds me of when I was a kid. Like, I really cared about who
The
had
stats.
the stats.
Yeah.
Like, you remember the Marvel? Was it the Marvel Universe? And they would have
I have a bunch of those cards.
yeah, and they would have all the stats on the back, and they would
Yeah.
have like like you could see who was stronger, and it was really I think it's a boy thing. It's a real male.
Yeah, you really want that supplemental stuff, you know?
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool to have that, like for a bunch of the characters that we all like and care about. Our characters.
Yeah, it'd be cool to have like a actual like Comicsgate or not Comicsgate, whatever it is, indie comics kind of deck.
Yeah,
that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, like a database.
Yeah,
Cross reference everybody.
Yep.
My guy would be at the bottom of the totem pole.
Well, he doesn't have any special moves or anything, but he can kill dragons.
Yeah, pretty much. He's just a dude.
Just a dude that can kill some dragons. That's cool.
I guess he's sort of likened to Conan without the muscles, so there's something. Okay. Conan could stand with some.
Man, that Conan image you shared today was sick. What is that from?
So I don't remember when it came out, but it's like at least 3 issues. It's some little Conan offshoot thing. It was like the artist took some artistic freedom with the Conan design, but it
looked awesome.
Yeah, no, but the story is very Conan, and the art was really cool. So I thought I'd show that little panel. I really liked the green swirlies in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was what is it called? The Black River or something, or Beyond the Black River or something. It was really cool.
Is that when it was like a IDW property or
Beyond
something?
The Black River,
I think so. Yeah, because that might explain the artistic design change. But it wasn't like this is the new Conan. It was just like, hey, this is Conan. It's a story. He's got the style.
There was somebody, I don't know if it was IDW or who it was, but the license went to another publisher for a while.
Oh, okay.
And they were putting out some pretty neat stuff. I thought, it kind of got me interested again. The artwork really got me interested again.
Yeah,
it's Conan, Conan the Cimmerian.
Yeah, that's
Beyond the Black River. Yeah, it looks real good. It was like it looks like Gelant or something is like the name of the comic or the company.
Oh, I think it's French then. Yeah, because I saw it with like a French cover.
It's like GLENAT, Galant.
Yeah, I think that's some French company or something.
Yeah, it looks cool. Whoever did the art, it looks really cool.
Yeah, it's a really dark. There's lots of. It's like the whole color scheme of the story is all dark. It's really cool.
Yeah, it looks neat. Yeah, I dig some Conan. I like. It always makes me think whenever I think of Conan, I think of Bruce Patton because he loves Frazetta.
Mm-hmm.
He loves like that Frazetta, like Conan Frazetta images and like barbarians and stuff like that. He's all into that.
Yeah, I love Frazetta. I'm trying to. I don't know if I told you guys in the chat, but I'm talking to a certain artist. I don't want to reveal who it is yet because I don't know if it'll go through, but he's opening up commissions soon. And so I talked to him because I want to get a cool shirt design. And this dude did a
you
really
said
nice
that.
painted style. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm talking to him about it. I sent him all the deets and I did a couple layouts for the design. And I was thinking, I was like, oh, I want it to be like Star Wars style promo, the main characters with supporting cast and then maybe the big baddie in the background. But then I was like, no, this is going to be like I want it to be more simple and just condensed. So I just put like Derricos on a hill, Conan style, and then Black Moss face in the background.
Sweet.
Yeah, so hopefully that'll work out. I'll wait for his response on the details for that. Just
That's
looking
cool.
for like I think you and I were talking about it, Dan, when I was doing the map stuff, like the sword, like their album artwork.
Yes, yep.
Yeah. But yeah, so I got that sent out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think fantasy goes good with rock and roll too. Like
exactly,
so you can kind of mash that up a little bit. It's always pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And I got the cover design finalized, so I'm flatting that right now. And
sweet.
I talked to Steve. Hopefully, he'll be able to color this. And also, I got the roughs for 2 action pages for promo material, putting on the campaign page.
Oh man, awesome!
Yeah, a couple pages from the middle of the chapter that you'll actually see in the finished product. So hopefully that'll work out.
Sweet, man. You getting stuff done.
Yeah. We'll see. Nah,
hey, dude, you got to keep it rolling, man.
That's right.
You're building that momentum, and you got to just keep it going.
Yep. Slow but steady wins the race.
Yeah, you're going to have a good campaign. There's no question about it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think so.
So, Macho, we haven't really asked him any of our normal questions.
He's been on before though.
I know, but we haven't done our questioning really, have we?
Oh, you want to question him? You want to interrogate him?
Yeah, I want to interrogate him with our normal with our comics and chill questions.
Bring it on, Mutt.
All right. If you've already answered these questions, just repeat what you said before so that I can remember it. Have you ever? Well, the first question is, what's the worst job you've ever had?
Oh, geez, the worst job? Probably. I don't know. What was my worst job? Oh, she has headphones in. Probably telemarketing for no, that wasn't the worst because I got a sick ass severance pay from that.
Yeah, still sounds bad though.
Yeah, I only did it for a little bit and then they fired me because I didn't sell enough and all I did was drink up all their hot cocoa. And that was cool. Probably working in the deli at a major grocery store chain.
Yeah,
sucked.
All right.
I hated it.
Yeah,
going home smelling like fried chicken and just all greasy every night.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, yeah, that's probably rough.
Yeah, it sucked. That's a young man's job.
Yeah, that's a good job though.
No, it is. Yeah, it definitely is a character building thing. Taught me a lot of great customer service skills, but that was definitely the worst job.
Ever cleaned any bathrooms? Did you ever have to clean any bathrooms?
Technically yes, but not as that's my main job description. Yeah. I was a shop boy for a you guys know what an airlift is?
Not really.
What is it? Airlift?
Like a helicopter service where they'll fly you to the hospital if you get in a car.
Yeah.
So my dad worked at a place like that up here in NorCal, and I was the shop boy for a couple summers in high school. And I was my main duty was cleaning out the inside firewalls of major helicopters and airplanes and degreasing stuff with crazy industrial degreasers and just working with all these dangerous chemicals and aluminum.
Yeah.
And
they're like, here's a pair of rubber gloves and a bunch of acid. Go clean.
Dude, I never wore PPE.
Oh no.
I was like, dude, that's for weaklings. I'm not gonna do that. And then my hands would
Tough
Be
guy.
peeling skin when I got home.
You're like, I'm gonna make sure that my hands get as tough as possible by by using this acid to eat all the skin off of my hand.
It had the exact opposite effect of what I wanted. I was like, dude, I'm gonna be a tough dude. I'm gonna have I'm like, all these guys don't wear gloves. Look at their big old manly hands. I'm gonna get big manly hands. And then I got the greaser all over them, and it ate off all the tough calluses.
Oh gosh.
So it just backfired completely. But yeah, technically I had to clean the bathroom for that job. So yeah,
that's good.
It wasn't too bad.
Yeah, every guy should have to clean another man's feces at one point in time in his life.
Exactly. Yep. It's a rite of passage.
That's right. And that will make a man out of you. And it's just something about being that's pretty much one of the lowest points a person can be.
Yeah, it makes you want to get out of there. It makes you want to be a better person and find a better career and tell yourself, hey, I'm not cleaning up duty anymore.
That's right.
There's one time, and Mutt, I've told you this before, but there's this place I used to work. It was an adventure center, and I was a director, so I was the top of the food chain at this place, and I was proud that I was a director. But what that also meant is that when all of the like summer interns, like just the numbskulls that I would get from wherever, they'd come out of the woodwork to get a job, and when they don't do their job, I have to do their job. So one of the jobs is to go down and clean the bathrooms and the staff lounge. And there's a bathroom down there. Well, somebody they didn't clean it or whatever. And I think ultimately we found out somebody had shoved a pen, like a ballpoint pen, and something down in there. But anyway, it filled up, and then people would do a lot of drinking there, not thinking, and pooping in the toilet. And I couldn't get anybody to go clean the toilet. Anyway, it came to I couldn't get anybody to clean the toilet. So I had to go down there with a bucket and I actually used a mug that I found in the staff lounge as punishment, and I didn't tell anybody whose mug I used. And I used it, and I had to scoop human poop out of the toilet, put it into this bucket.
That sucks.
And it was terrible. That was one of the worst things I had to do when I worked there. I had people down there watching me and gagging. You know what? That toilet got clean and got fixed, and
you manned up. You handled it.
I had to do it. It was terrible.
Yeah. Okay, next question.
Bring it on.
Have you ever been in a street fight? And if so, did you win?
Street fight. No. No, never been in a street fight. Lots of fights in high school and elementary school and stuff like that.
Yeah.
My first fight was in 3rd grade. Some kid
Plenty
was
of
talking
schoolyard
smack.
fights.
Yeah, plenty of school fights. I was too busy skating and not doing my homework and fighting other people. So, first fight was in 3rd grade, I believe. Some kid was talking smack. I don't remember why, but I just walked up to him and decked him. And then, just high school stuff. Never been in street fights because, I mean, what defines a street fight? Like you're going out at a bar or something. Usually alcohol is involved or of some sort, and I don't do bars, the bar scene or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I keep to myself. But no, there was one time where I was wasted out of my mind and in the process of falling asleep in my car at somebody's house party and somebody had said something to me and I responded and then they got aggro at me and I said, a bunch of obscenities and expletives at them and then passed out. And my friend said it was really cool. But that was as close I guess I could have been to a street fight.
You're at the top of your game for that 30 seconds before you passed out.
Yeah, they said that it was really weird. They said that I just, talked some BS to some guy who was talking to me, and then I just passed out in my car with my door open and the headlights on. and that was that. So yeah, I like to think that I won.
Good job.
Yes,
We had Mike Barron on.
I saw. I was there for a little bit. Yeah, that was really cool.
Did you hear
I
about
came
his?
a little late.
Did you hear about his street fight story?
Yeah, something about a bunch of kids on the subway.
Yeah,
bunch
The
of young
block,
hoodlums.
bunch of
bunch of
hoods.
hooligans,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
rebel youth.
yeah. He
Yeah,
set them straight, man. He
yeah,
yelled
that's
at them,
cool.
said, "Turn your music down, turn
Hell
that
yeah.
crap off," and they beat him.
That's right. I forgot.
They beat him down.
That's right. I don't know why I forgot that part.
Which you gotta give him credit for getting
No,
beat
of
up.
course. Yeah,
For
he
standing
stood up. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
He stood up. He stood up for himself and everybody else on the train, and then he just got the crap beat out of him.
Yeah. No, I can't say I've done that. I wouldn't probably this day and age, you know.
Oh man, I'd be scared somebody'd shank me.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it's yeah, it's dangerous out there.
What was your
More
first?
questions?
More questions. What was your first comic book that you bought for yourself? Do you remember it?
Oh, that I actually went out and bought.
Yeah, with your own money.
Jeez. No, because I can't remember. I know I bought some when I was in middle school, but I think they were just like one-offs from like a bin, but I don't remember anything specific.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember because like I've probably told you guys before, I'm not the hugest like comics nerd, so I don't have like a ton of like knowledge like you guys have, and I'll always admit that, but I'm trying to like be a better person and get more into it because I respect comics so much. It's like, why don't I have more? I think it's just I'm very selective.
Yeah.
I would say that the first comic that mattered to me that I bought with my own money would probably be Berserk. Just because it's that story helped me through. I mean, this is such a weird thing to say about Berserk, but that story literally did help me through a rough period in my life.
Huh.
And I would just get escape. I would escape in it, get lost in it. So I would say that one was the first one that really
resonated.
Yeah, it matters to me. The Berserk does, and it's like, wow, a guy killing demons and showering himself in the blood of the guilty left and right, But yeah, no, it's it's about the fantasy and the story and the escapism. So yeah, I would say Berserk, even though it's kind of
cool.
late.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, there's sometimes you hit a story that just lands in a certain time of your life, and for that reason, it's
Yeah, my mind very much works that way. Like, my there's so many things that just get attached to memories.
Yeah.
In certain periods of my life, like you could pick up any album that I listen to regularly and say, okay, where did you first hear this album? What do you feel when you're listening to these songs? What about this song in particular on this album? And I can tell you right away. You'd say, oh, I started listening to this then and there. So, it's just how my mind works.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I remember I was, it was just at a real transitional time of my life. And I somehow or another picked up League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, Alan Moore. And I was just like, for some reason, just mesmerized by the story, totally sucked into it and lost in it. And I've always been a comics guy. But primarily, I've been all about my favorite artists. I'll buy the comic and I'll read it and I'll enjoy it. But except for maybe Chris Claremont and X-Men, most of the stories didn't really stay in my memory as much as the artwork did.
Mm-hmm.
But that League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, there was just so many elements of it that I found so interesting, and it really did mesmerize me and drew me in.
Yeah, I don't have any good story about my first comic. Not like that. Not like that.
You're so boring.
I've said it before 1,000 times, but mine was was the movie Aliens. Got me. I love that movie
Aliens.
so much. I remember seeing that movie, and I
Now,
was
did
like,
you-
"This movie is amazing."
I've
I
been
got
meaning to clarify this with you before.
Yep.
I didn't mean to interrupt, but I
Yeah.
want to clarify. Aliens, you're talking about
the second one. Yeah,
Yeah,
the second
okay,
one
yeah.
is that's the first one that I saw. I didn't see Alien first. I saw Aliens,
right.
and with like with Bill Paxton.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I think I saw that one first too.
yeah, and Newt and all that stuff. And it was just
Yeah.
it was so good. Like it totally that world. I loved it. I loved how dirty and like kind of like sad it was. I don't know what. Not that it was sad, but just how like that they're on that moon or whatever. It was all messed up. I loved it though. And I wanted more comics, and so I was doing a lot of digging in my books and trying to figure out what the book that I think that it was that I purchased first, because I have a bunch of Aliens comics, and I'm pretty sure because like the time period matches up, and I vividly remember looking at this book or like buying this book, and it's Earth War, Alien Earth War, and it's a continuation of the Aliens movie. Like, let's see, what's his name? It's not Hicks. Hudson's in it. And or no, is it Hicks? I can't remember who.
Hicks.
It's Hicks. It's Hicks, and Newt is in it, and Ripley's in it, and it's fantastic. It's Sam Keith art, and I've always had this thing for Sam Keith art. I love it. I don't know why. The Max is one of my favorite books growing up. He has a bunch of like Wolverine and Hulk art that he's done, and he did this Aliens book, and I was thinking about it, and I was like, this has got to be where like my like Sam Keith obsession started. It has all that in it. It's so good. So anyway,
Yeah, you shared some of that.
yeah,
It was so cool looking, and I actually have never seen that.
yeah, it's really cool. I have it somewhere. I'll have to pull it out. I have it somewhere. But I was thinking I'm putting that on the list of books I'm trying to find. And I'm sure it's going to be real difficult to find, but I'm still gonna attempt to get it. But yeah, that was where mine came from, man. Just that movie, it got me into comics.
You got like one or two of those in your collection?
Yeah, I think I think I only have one issue of Earth War, and I have a bunch of other Aliens books as well, but
Can
I'm
you
pretty
add that
sure.
to my borrow pile?
Yeah.
The Macho library.
Yeah, I gotta look through there and get it. I found it the other day. My books are all kind of. I have all the short boxes out because I'm redoing this closet in my basement. My basement is a disaster area. I don't want to show you guys, but it looks like all my closets just vomited in the basement. There's clothes everywhere, like kids' clothes, my clothes. Just trying to get them all back to their rooms where they belong, but they're everywhere. The basement's upside down. I have a giant sleeping dog on the floor right beside me. He stinks.
Dan, me and Mutt didn't want to tell you, but this is an intervention for you.
Oh, is it? Oh,
You're
jeez.
hoarding.
You got to talk to my wife about that. That's her problem. I try to get rid of stuff.
No. I come from a long line of hoarders. I sympathize.
I try to get rid. I'm bad about bike parts. I have bike parts that are so useless. I don't know why I still have them. I still have them though. But anyway,
Yeah, me and Macho are just like we're just like middle schoolers still. Like he'll let me borrow some comics, and I've still got them. Like I probably had some of the comics for 5 years.
yeah, cool. Yeah, 100%. Don't you have all those like? You have like all those all red books, I think.
Yeah, you gave me all your all red Silver Surfer.
That's what it is.
They're cool, but they really didn't go anywhere.
No, I like kept getting those for a long time, and I was like, these are cool, and I'd read them, and the stories are fun and stuff, but it just kind of stopped. It just didn't go anywhere. It kind of ended.
Like he recently did another Mad Men.
I know he loves Madman. He loves Madman,
and it's cool. It's crazy, weird, real trippy. But that Silver Surfer, because Silver Surfer is a huge character. Like,
right?
If you're gonna make Silver Surfer kind of a sort of just a relationship with this girl and just go to weird places, like he didn't push it far enough.
Yeah, it could have been way weirder for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just kind of like, I don't know. It wasn't. I was kind of disappointed after all.
The art is amazing, but
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
You know, what'd be cool. Would be a all red Fantastic Four run.
Yeah, he could totally do that.
But if he did it straight, like if he did it like,
Just the regular that they went to the negative zone, they got the powers. They're just like fighting crime in New York City or whatever from the back of the building.
yeah, like do a classic,
Yeah.
Fantastic Four.
Mm.
you
Man,
know?
so sorry, this changes topic a little bit, but do you see that they Marvel announced they're going to do a Fantastic Four movie?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Well,
did.
so you don't seem excited about that.
I mean, I guess I'm excited that it's something they want to do, but like in light of some of the recent stuff, I mean, I'm definitely one of these guys that's sort of like getting disenfranchised with it. The
Sure.
whole
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I really felt like Endgame was the thanks, and see you later
Yeah.
to fans like me. I really felt that way after we watched it. I was just like, that was pretty cool, and I liked a lot of the things in it, but they definitely made it clear where they're going, and it's just not a story I'm really interested in.
Yeah.
And then as soon as that slate came out, they
Yeah.
introduced the next slate, Phase 4 or 5, whatever it is. It's like really, this is
Phase
what
SNORE.
yeah, Phase SNORE. You got it. Like this is what you guys are gonna focus on.
I'm not gonna
now?
lie, I saw that on Twitter.
No, it is yeah, there's not a ton that I'm excited about on there.
Well, I do think the Blade is cool.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I'm kind of excited about
I like
Blade.
that guy. He's really cool.
Oh yeah,
Don't try.
It's Mahershala.
Yeah, that's not it.
I always butcher his name.
Yeah, and I'll bet you that Doctor Strange will be cool. I just hate that title.
Oh yeah,
Doctor Strange and the some like negative zone or whatever it is.
No, it wasn't that. It's hold on, I can tell you what it is.
But the title makes it sound boring. Like they're just
like it is Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, like like that doesn't sound like a Doctor Strange title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Black Widow, I mean, like I'll probably I'll watch it at some point, but I don't know if I'm not going to be there on day one.
Right.
Then there's Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That's a Disney Now streaming service.
Yeah.
I'll probably have that Disney Now because my kids, and I'll like who my kid, and if they have Star Wars movies on it, I'm in.
Yeah.
And then so I am reluctantly excited about the Eternals.
Oh man, dude,
I'm not clear on what that is.
It's so the Eternals are a Jack Kirby Stan Lee joint, and it is an incredible series. It's so basically they're basically kind of based on like Greek gods.
I think that's all Kirby. I don't think that's Stan Lee.
Okay, so it's very loosely, yeah. Okay, so it's probably all Kirby. At least the inventive parts. It might have been a Stan Lee going, "Hey Jack, let's do the Greek gods, but like on a different planet." Okay, and that might have been Stan's involvement, but they're basically Greek gods. They're immortal. Like you pretty much can't kill them, and they were like sent. I don't think they're not on Earth, are they? In the book, they are. They come to Earth and they're like kind of protecting Earth. And they all have they're like pretty much immortal. You have to basically destroy them down to like their atoms to eradicate them. Like they'll always come back, and some of them have powers that they're more specialized at. But anyway, it's really cool. The Jack Kirby really is the one that like made them awesome, and the comics that he did are phenomenal. I'm only missing issue 12 of my Jack Kirby run of the Eternals, which I'm really proud of. So it's really cool. They could be cool, but I don't think they'll probably do them the way they should be done. for this movie. I think it's going to end up. I don't know.
Well, they're in the cosmic. You know, they know cosmic.
Yeah, they're super. Yeah, they're all cosmic. Yeah.
You know, so they know that can make some money, but I just think it's one of those things where it's going to be kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy. So what's in the comic is not even close to what's going to end up on the screen.
Right.
You know, and you'll just kind of get something that they've made, which is, you know, called the Eternals, and then we'll have some.
Well, when did the Eternals run come out in the books?
70s.
Yeah, 70s.
Yeah. So that's the other thing is that, you know, they got to update these stories for mainstream consumption. You know, modern youth is not going to be interested in a story at the same pacing as it was in the 70s. You know, the same subject matter. So they've got to, you know, they've got to update it.
So Thor Ragnarok, that movie, there's a lot of Kirby influence in that, and they could go even more like full Kirby on the Eternals if they wanted to, but it'd be hard to do that without setting up anything beforehand, I think. So we got that. I don't know about that. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings is very intriguing to me. I'm kind of excited because Shang-Chi is like a Marvel property. He's kind of like the Bruce Lee of Marvel, I guess. And the Ten Rings that's alluding to the Mandarin.
Yeah, you would think so.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. But I hope it's the actual Mandarin and it's not like what's his name, Guy Pearce or whatever.
Yeah, no, that was the that was the biggest mistake that Marvel, like, to me, like that was where Marvel started to slip, was Iron Man 3.
Yeah, it's bad.
Because I hated that. I hated it because I was looking forward so much to the Mandarin as a villain, as a real villain.
Right.
You know, like, because Iron Man needed sort of a major villain. You know, and the thing that Tony Stark can't deal with is magic.
Yeah.
And the Mandarin is kind of that, you know, he's got that mystical power.
So the cool thing about the Mandarin, he has his 10 rings, and he got them from space dragons. He got them from I think it was from Fin Fang Foom or something.
Yeah, I think so.
It was at least the same race of space dragons he got those from. They're magic. So it'd be really cool to see that happen, though. That they could totally go in a different direction. It doesn't have to necessarily be directly connected to anybody else. So I'm kind of excited about that one.
Yeah, we'll see. That one's in the air.
Yeah, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I'll watch it for sure. That one I'm definitely probably gonna watch.
I like those guys. They had a good chemistry in the movies.
Yeah, if they can keep it going without making it campy, it'll be pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. That it sounds goofy, but it might be really good. Yeah. And I read something saying that it might be kind of like light horror for that, which might be kind of cool. And let's see, WandaVision. I don't know. That's another Disney streaming service. Disney.
Boring.
Yeah. But you know, I thought it might be kind of cool. So I was thinking, somebody said it might be that, like, when Vision died, you know how I think in House of M, Wanda, like, she loses a child or something, and she says no more mutants, and it changes reality. Because she's like the strongest mutant that lived.
Like Omega level.
Yeah, mega level mutant. So I was thinking, like, maybe if they did like a House of M storyline, it might be kind of cool.
Wanda, isn't that Scarlet Witch?
Scarlet Witch, yep.
She's the strongest mutant ever?
She's one of. She's an Omega level mutant, which basically she can rewrite the fabric of reality.
I knew there was a reason why I like Scarlet Witch. That's
cool. Yeah. She's a cool character. She's a really cool character, actually. So that might be kind of cool if they do it right. I thought House of M was a pretty good book. So
House of M was cool, but They got to establish mutants before they eradicate half the mutants.
Well, you're right about that. You're right about that.
I'm always right.
Oh God.
Face the truth.
And then there's Loki, which
Stupid.
supposedly is from Endgame when he grabs the what's it called, the Tesseract, when it falls out and disappears.
Yeah.
It's like gonna pick up from there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just another. That's a play just using Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never liked Loki at all.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
just-
Loki as a
his-
character is cool, but
yeah,
that
that whole shtick of like, hey, I trust you now, and then oh, here I go betraying you again. I can't help it. It's just my nature. That like enrages me, like boils my blood on a primal level. I just can't handle it. I
literally does
can't handle it.
every
I watched
single movie.
every single movie. I just watched Ragnarok like recently because it was on a streaming service, and I was just like, I don't know. I'll just put this on as background noise, and then I happened to tune in with my attention at some point when Loki was like on screen. I was like, oh, what's this betrayal going on? And lo and behold, it literally was him betraying Thor. And I'm like,
Yeah,
that's shtick. Like,
yeah,
I get it. It's the character, but that's why I just wouldn't even like Loki as is anyway.
Yeah.
I can't stand that trope. It's just bothers me for some reason.
yeah. And that's not even. He wasn't like that in the comics. That was like that's a Marvel reimagining.
That's even worse.
And it would have been good if like once, maybe twice, but once it's like literally every single movie, it does get old.
Yeah.
But
the other thing too is the whole MCU thing is I tuned out after a few movies when they really ramped it back up, like almost a decade ago, just because I could see the theme that was coming down the pipeline from back then, and it was, here's our recipe, and that is, here's mega huge bad guy number 0. You're never gonna beat him, Avengers, and then Avengers beat him. And then it's like, okay, well, what's the next movie? It's mega bad guy number 1. He's even worse than the other huge bad guy that was going to end the world. And you guys will never beat him. And then they beat him. It's like, I want to see some realism. I want to see Captain America's head explode or something,
Well, it's the Avengers. They always got to win.
Of course, yeah. But that's just me being a weird pessimist.
Yeah, that's okay. You might get some pessimism in the in What If, because they can.
What the hell is that?
What If is a series of comics they did. They still do them sometimes, and it's like these mini series where they'll be like, what if Wolverine, instead of adamantium, his skeleton was made out of peanut butter or something like that, and they'll do this story, and it'll like some of them will be more funny than others, but it'll be, like they have all kinds of them. And it'll be like, what if Wolverine, I have one. It's like, what if Magneto killed the X-Men, or like, what if Wolverine? I have a Wolverine one. It's like, what if Wolverine married somebody else or whatever? And and they explore like why it would change the comics or the character or the world or whatever.
Okay, I could get in on that.
That one might be kind of cool. I was thinking it might be like a Black Mirror of Marvel.
Okay, yeah.
Potentially, I don't know. But I think it might be kind of cool.
That sounds interesting. I'm all for speculation and what ifs and stuff like that. Yeah. I'm big on that. Like if it's done right.
Marvel hypotheticals.
Yeah, hypothetical stuff is cool.
And then this is the one that Jason's gonna like the most, and it's Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh my god! Like I know that I'm repeating things that your boy has said. I don't know if you guys listen to him, but dude, it's so pathetic. Those photos of little 90-pound.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Natalie Portman.
Yeah, trying to hold up that hammer.
She looks so scared.
She's like a little wee deer, like a waif, a fawn.
Yeah. A fawn.
And she's holding up this styrofoam hammer, and even that is heavy for her. You know.
Well, you know,
Um,
CGI, anybody can do anything.
That's right.
Yeah, but I mean, like, come on. Like, there's a point at which you can no longer suspend reality, and we've reached it with her.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I'm slightly worried about it because, I mean, I'd love it to be good, but I just don't know if it is.
No, it's not going to be good. I mean, it's just not. It's the you know, it's the big win for you know, identity politics people. The thing that they're worried about is making sure that we have a female Thor. We've got to do it. We've got to do it. We've got it. Well, you're going to do it, and it's going to suck, and everybody's going to hate it, and it'll still make $1 billion because it's a protest movie.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
and it says Thor on it now, and Thor, 10 years ago or whatever it was when all this started, people would be like, "Who the heck is Thor, the God of Thunder?"
Dude, seriously, he was so obscure before that came out.
And now, if you say Thor, everybody they're like, "Oh yeah, Chris Hemsworth, yeah, Thor."
Yeah, he's a household name now.
Yeah, exactly.
It's pretty crazy.
But yeah, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be. They're just gonna use that Thor, whatever it is, the that storyline with Jane Foster, and she gets cancer or whatever. But,
so boring.
Yeah.
And
then there's Hawkeye, the last one.
Yeah, it's about him, and he's training his daughter, right? Is that?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say dog.
Oh, there is an issue of with his dog in it, and his dog like thanks things like it's actually a really funny comic.
That's cool.
But yeah, we'll see. It's him and in the comics, he's Hawkeye, but this girl, it's Kate. I can't remember her last name, but she's called Hawkeye too. Because he like was retired or something for a while, and she took up the Hawkeye name. And it's kind of funny because they'll be like, hey, like Deadpool's always around. He'll be like, "Hey, girl, Hawkeye," and she's like, "No, I'm just Hawkeye." And he always like it's pretty funny because Deadpool can really get away with anything, and he's like, "Yeah, Lady Hawkeye."
That's the problem with Deadpool.
What?
That he can get away with anything. It's stupid.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true. I mean, at some point it gets annoying, but
like at the first point.
Well, but the Hawkeye, but in some situations he can be funny. I'm not like I'm a Liefeld fan, but I'm not the biggest Deadpool fan.
Are you kidding me? You love Deadpool.
I don't love Deadpool.
You've been talking about Deadpool since like I remember first talking to you about comics.
Oh, come on. Nah, not that bad. Not that bad about Deadpool. Now Cable, now we're talking.
Oh, good.
Now we're talking. Cable is a fine specimen of comics if I've ever seen one. Let's see. Yeah, and then Blade and Fantastic Four.
Yeah, you know, the Fantastic Four is going to be a real challenge. Like that will be, in some ways, it could be the salvation, because what's going to happen is you're going to have all these movies and people are going to start, it's going to be the fatigue. They've already been talking about the fatigue setting in on these things.
Yeah.
Well, these movies are going to bring the fatigue.
Yeah.
Because they've sort of done away with all the main ones that people want to see. And I didn't see a Spider-Man movie in there anywhere.
No, it's no Spider-Man movie.
You know, like, you know, and I know they're trying to push it and make it different and have other, you know, other new characters and different things and all that, but it's going to be a real hard push to get these movies over the hump in some ways. I know that they've got a great reputation and they probably will be able to do it for the most part. But I think by the time you get to it, Fantastic Four could either keep the whole thing going or it could just absolutely destroy it.
Right.
At that time.
If there's another bad Fantastic Four, there's no way that they'll be able to do one ever again.
Yeah, I think like it's just going to be
a long time.
Yeah. The best Fantastic Four movie is Incredibles.
Yeah, you're right.
And I love Incredibles, but to me, like that's what. If I was Disney, I would literally make an animated Fantastic Four movie, and I would do it straight. I would stylize it just like the 1960s.
Yeah.
I would make it like a super straight hero movie that took, I would start with probably Fantastic Four number like 60. I would start in the 60s and I'd go all the way through the 90s. And in that like 30, 40 issue range, I would pull out the best elements and make a trilogy, an animated trilogy.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
Oh, I gotta go, guys. I gotta eat and use the restroom
All right. Yeah.
at the same time.
You're a true man.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for coming on and chatting, man.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, dude. Appreciate
Absolutely. Do it
Appreciate it.
again.
Wait. I've been flatting. I want to see what Mutt's been working on. Holy crap!
Let's see it.
See here.
Damn, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm working, man.
Oh, you changed the pose pretty much. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, we got Tyler Carpenter in the chat.
Oh, snap.
He's the second person watching besides myself. But that's okay.
Hiding your stats over there.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, I have to keep up with the chat, so I have to have the window open. But
yeah.
Tyler, thanks for stopping by and listening to us talk about nothing. We appreciate you. And yeah, looking forward to getting on with you again sometime, man. Chatting soon. But anyway, Cody, thanks, man.
Thanks.
Have a great
on,
night. Go
Appreciate
eat
it.
and poop in peace, and I'll chat with you on the DMs.
We'll do.
All right, buddy.
We'll do. All right, night.
See you, dude.
Later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that dude. He's
I do
great.
too, man. You ran him off again.
I know. I'm so scare people off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Cool.
yeah. So, yeah, man. Like, I'm glad you brought up those movies. It's going to be an interesting time. It's going to go back to my theory about how the comics genre is not going to be saved by movies.
Yeah.
People are not coming to comic book shops after they go see the movie, and if they are, they're not finding what they're looking for.
Right.
Generally speaking.
Yeah.
I think comics have just got to be comics.
Yep.
Outside of whatever movies are doing.
Yep. I think so. I think you're right. We'll see what happens. I mean, I'll still probably watch all these movies. I probably won't. I probably will not go to watch them at the theater. But I think a lot of them I'll probably at least try and sit through them, or get them on streaming.
Oh, dude! I mean, look, they're fun. I mean, we always have a good time going to.
Yeah,
these,
yeah.
Even if it's a terrible movie, it's fun to roast it.
Yeah, and that might just be what we have to start doing. I still like, and it's still fun to just go and watch a movie too.
Oh yeah.
A lot of them, like for example on Endgame, that was one of the things I had to do, is like kind of I needed to take myself out of it as like the Marvel, the Marvel fan, and just enjoy it for being a crazy fun movie.
Yeah.
And when you do that, it's a little bit easier to enjoy it for what it is. And it's, you can forgive it some of the things that is, that it's done.
Yeah. Tyler says if the big companies were smart, they could try and merge the two, but they don't. Yeah. Cause they're not, not publishers, they don't know how to put out comics when it comes to, putting them out with the movies. And anytime that movies have tried to go that route, it always falls short. Like remember when they used to do all those comics based on movies, and they would just take the movie and almost draw like they would draw.
Yeah.
Like I've got Batman '89.
Yeah.
Which was like a big fat 100-page comic that was based on the movie.
Right.
And it's just like it's not good. It's not great.
Yeah. And I mean, they even did that. Sorry, Brian. They even did that for Guardians. They had a lot of tie-in comics and
Yeah.
it just feels, it doesn't feel as genuine. You know what I mean? For whatever reason.
Yeah, it's because the genres are different. Like you buy you buy a comic for a comic book experience, and
Right.
you go to a movie for a movie experience, and the two do not equate.
Right.
So like even if you're talking about Thor, um, it's just such a crazy different experience to read like a Walt Simonson Thor series
Right.
than it is to go and watch Chris Hemsworth try to be
Right.
drunken femme Thor, soy Thor.
But Tyler just now, he said, "What if your movie ticket was also a coupon for a free comic at your local store?" Now that is a great idea. If you could get people into it that way.
Yeah, but
So,
that's great, but what is like? How does that benefit the movie?
yeah, I don't know if, I mean, I don't know if it does.
Yeah, I mean, like
Yeah.
it only works to benefit the store, and that's why they'll never care.
But yeah, I mean, it's trying to, uh, I guess maybe foster a love of comics with whoever is out there. Like,
Yeah, dude, if they were doing that, that would be amazing. But
yeah.
I just don't see that ever happening because there's no financial benefit there really for them to do that.
Yeah, and there's a big disconnect between like there's a big disconnect in how, who's picking up the comics
Yeah,
and how you're getting it, like, or like how they're marketing it, I guess. Like,
yeah,
comics don't market to the mass. They market to themselves, like to the fans that are already out there, really.
yeah.
Um, like, yeah, I don't know. It's hard because, how do you market a comic? That looks creepy, those us.
Look at that.
She can see into my soul, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Grief.
I did not mean to do that, really. But
um,
she's looking at Volk because that drink has something going on.
she's okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
Our boy Fine's about to take a big gulp.
that's right. I know where you're at. I
Yeah.
know where you're at. But yeah, like, it would be. I don't know how they do that. I don't know how you bridge that gap. There's no way to. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, dude, that's where they need guys like Tyler doing marketing,
That's right.
for big companies, because those are the kind of ideas that would bring everything together. It would be the kind of thing that would raise all ships, so to speak.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's really where they've dropped the ball. Like they don't understand that the health of the comic book market is the health of the next 20 years of their movies they're making.
Whew. Sorry, I'm yawning again.
Big yawner.
I'm so bad.
Big yawner.
So bad. But you know what? I'm off tomorrow. I don't have to work
Are
tomorrow.
you? Oh, really?
I'm
Well,
off tomorrow.
I've held you on here a lot longer than you normally would last anyway already.
I've
So
done pretty good.
you have done good. You've been good. You've been a good host tonight.
It's good. I'm glad. I really didn't do much at all, but I'm glad.
Well, I don't expect too much.
They have dropped the ball. They don't realize how intertwined they are. Yeah, I mean, for fans, I think you're exactly right, Tyler. Like, for fans of comics, they're so much more intertwined. For fans of movies, I don't think they're maybe not as intertwined for them, but the majority. I get. What do you think? You think the majority of people that are going to watch those movies are already comics fans? Probably not.
Yeah. No.
So they don't care. There's no reason for them to do it because their money is coming from the hype train. It's coming from Papa Disney, like,
Yeah.
loading up the hype train.
Yeah. And like most people that go to these movies don't have a comic book.
Right. Yeah.
They don't own one or care about that. They know about it. It's pop culture.
Yeah.
The IPs exist in their mind. So there's branding that's taken place already somewhere. For most people, like you guys were talking about a few minutes ago, they didn't really even know who Thor was until the movies came out.
Right.
And I think for the younger generation that might be true. I think for older people though, the comics came first.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know?
No. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Is he's saying they don't realize how intertwined they are, and they are
Yeah,
intertwined, and most people don't realize that.
yeah,
And for us, there's so much more. It's so much deeper than just like going and watching a movie,
yeah,
right? So,
yeah. We want to see something we love come to life. That's what we're
right.
there for.
Yeah, I went to Endgame to see Cap pick up Mjolnir and freaking call down thunder and lightning, and I got it. I'm
That
really
was
happy
great.
I got that.
That was a great moment.
That was my favorite moment, maybe. Except when Rocket told
Spoiler,
Thor
spoiler.
that he is a spoiler. I'm sure everybody's seen it. The one person that's watching it, Tyler, this is a spoiler. Earmuffs right now. But when Rocket told Thor he looked like melted ice cream, that freaking made me laugh so hard.
Oh, it was funny.
That was my favorite joke, I think.
That was funny.
It comes out tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. 2 days.
What's the funniest Marvel movie?
Gotta be Guardians, maybe Guardians 2.
You think that's funnier than Ragnarok?
Oh yeah, Ragnarok was really funny.
I remember you like in the theater. I remember you literally being uncontrollable with the rock guy. I forget his name.
Oh gosh, you're right. No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
He's like, hey,
Cord,
man.
Cord he's like, hey man. Oh, what does he say? He says,
When he's got that bug in his arms and
uh
he's talking about, oh, I think he's dead, and
he's,
oh, he's
he's
alive.
he's like, oh, somebody killed Meek.
Yeah,
He's like, I was fighting and I turned around and I accidentally stepped on him. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to kill him.
yeah.
The
You and our other buddy
Chris, yeah.
was just losing it. I was losing it because you guys were losing it. It was so
The scene, like the scene where he's standing, they're like getting their weapons to get ready to go out to battle the Hulk, and they don't know the Hulk's coming out. And Meek, he has those blades attached to his arms, and
yeah,
he's just standing there swinging them,
yeah, yeah,
like he's just taking turns swinging different arms, like practicing his chops.
yeah.
Oh god, that Korg and make that movie. I mean, every time I watch it, it cracks me up.
All right, let me ask you this: should there be that kind of humor in these movies? Should they kind of be making fun of these characters, so to speak?
I I mean, I think if you do it right, there's nothing wrong with some humor or like taking characters and having some fun with it.
Mhm.
Um, there's a point where it gets a little bit like out of hand.
Thor. I thought that happened with Thor.
With Thor, yeah, himself, like in Endgame
Yeah, Thor in
he,
Endgame is taking that too far.
when he was Big Thorbowski.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I got that. It got to the point where it was funny at first. It was funny for like, you get a couple gags out of it. Like I'm
yeah,
okay with that, and that's all right.
yeah.
But he was fat, melted ice cream Thor
The
the whole
whole time.
time,
Yeah,
and I really wanted him to like. I just wanted to see the like that 2-page splash you posted today. That Walt Simonson Thor.
yeah,
I wanted to see that Thor call down lightning and turn back into the God of Thunder
yeah,
and fight Thanos. I didn't want to see him like it. Just kind of it really was taking me out of the scene when it's Fat Thor fighting Thanos.
yeah,
And
yeah.
he's a god. Like I know Volstagg is like
Warriors
fat
3.
or whatever. Yeah, one of the Warriors 3, and he's fat or whatever.
Yeah,
But that's kind of, I don't know. It seems to me like that's who he is. That's always who he's been. It's not the same as Thor, the God of Thunder. He's Odin's son.
yeah,
He should be able to call down the whatever it is, his wherever his power comes from the All Father, and he should be able to turn himself back to what he was. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, like transform. Like
he should be able to transform back to what he was.
like in the comics, he transformed from Donald Blake,
Yeah.
back
Yeah.
into Thor. So
Yeah.
like, what, he should be able to transform his fatness.
Yeah. And
Without-
like in it just like it took me out of it. I wanted Thor to be I wanted him to be that Walt Simonson looking Thor.
But that's because that's because we care about.
Yeah, it's because we care.
Most people don't care about the comics, and so they thought it was entertaining and fun. It's
Yeah.
okay. It'd be like if you took, Mickey Mouse, and you made fun of Mickey Mouse and changed him to something else that because I don't care about Mickey Mouse. It's not
Right.
not a really important character in my life or somebody I've invested in. So if you did something crazy and made Mickey Mouse a serial killer in the movie, I'd probably laugh about it.
Right. Yeah.
You all right?
Yep. No, King walked up and just like rammed his head into my into my side, and it was just really funny.
Get that big polar bear out of there.
I heard him like smacking his lips over here, and he just rammed right into me. It was really funny. Good dog. You're dirty. You're stinky dog.
Well, man, I really appreciate you hanging out with me tonight, and I think I'm gonna
You gonna call it?
I'm gonna call it.
Yeah. Sounds good. And Tyler left us, so we're just standing here talking to ourselves anyway at this point.
That's all right, man. I appreciate you hanging out with me tonight.
Yeah, it was fun to hang out and stream. I'll try to line us up a guest for later this week.
Yeah, do that.
And we're at 58:33.
Yeah, baby. 58:33. That's rock and roll.
Yeah, so it's going good.
All right, man. Well, I will talk to you later.
All right, brother. Have a good night.
Later.
Take it easy.